I'm going to discuss about book 4. In book 4, we can see that Dido and Aeneas soon fall in love with each other, and Venus sent Cupid, god of the love, Cupid. Venus sent Cupid to make Dido fall in love with Aeneas, and Dido falls madly in love with Aeneas, and then Juno plots to get Dido and Aeneas together in a forest, and the ceremony of their marriage happens in the forest. And the ceremony of their marriage happens there. And after the marriage, the next day, Mercury came. Who is Mercury? Mercury, the messenger god, or the messenger of Jupiter. Who is Jupiter? Jupiter, the king of gods. In Greek mythology, Jupiter is Zeus. Okay, so Mercury came to remind Aeneas of his duty, and reminded Aeneas that he has to go to Latium. He has to go to Latium, and he has to get settled there. So Jupiter, king of gods, king of gods, sends Mercury to remind Aeneas about his duty. Okay, then Aeneas leaves the Carthage with his followers. And Aeneas' sudden departure made Dido devastated, and then Dido committed suicide. But Aeneas didn't know about her suicide because he was on his journey, and he didn't know about that. Okay, this was the book. This is the history of the book 4. Now we are discussing about book 5 and 6. Okay, in book 5 and 6, we can see that Aeneas then goes to Sicily. Aeneas then goes to Sicily. After stopping Sicily, Aeneas traveled to the underworld to visit the ghost of his father. Then Aeneas went to the underworld to visit the ghost of his father. He sees there the souls of future Romans. Okay. Now in book 7. Okay. In book 7, we can see that arrival in Latium and outbreak of war. So, finally Aeneas arrived in Latium, and he welcomed by the local king Latinus. Latinus was the local king of Latium. And he wants Aeneas to get married his daughter Lavinia. Latinus wants to get married his daughter Lavinia, but and promises Aeneas his daughter Lavinia's hand in marriage. But we can see that other Italians resent his arrangement, including Latinus' wife Amata and the Italian prince Turnus. Amata and Turnus were opposed of this marriage or against of this matter. Okay. Then war soon breaks out between the Trojans and the Latians. So we can see that war soon breaks out between the Trojans and the Latians. So we will go to the book 8. In book 8, we can see that Aeneas visits another local king, Evander. In book 8, Aeneas visits another local king, Evander. Evander and Aeneas wanted help to Evander, and Evander agrees to help him with his people, with his soldiers, with the Trojans, and including he sends his son Pallas. Evander was the king of Arcadia, and he helped Aeneas with his soldiers, and he sent his son Pallas to help Aeneas. Okay? Pallas is presented as a sympathetic character, and now we will go to the book 10. In book 10, the war in Italy continues with to rage. Okay? In book 10, Pallas is killed by Turnus, causing a furious response in Aeneas. Okay? The friend of Aeneas is killed by Turnus. Now, I am discussing about the book 11 and 12. Okay. Anyway, after there were lots of war, the final battle came. And meanwhile, Lavinia requests to Turnus that he stop the war, but Turnus didn't listen to her. And finally, Aeneas agrees to temporary truce and suggests Aeneas agrees to temporary truce and suggested that he and Turnus should meet in a duel to avoid any more loss of life. But while the Italians, okay. So in book 12, Turnus finally agrees to, and then we can see that the Turnus finally agrees to meet with Aeneas in a single combat. Okay. Meanwhile, Juno arranges. Juno, who is Juno? Juno was the goddess of the queen of the goddess. Juno was the queen of the goddess. Juno heads Trojans. Juno heads Aeneas. So Juno arranges the truce to be broken. However, then Jupiter requests her or persuades Juno to give up the hatred from Trojans or from Aeneas, and then she removes her protection. Then Juno removes her protection from Turnus. And Aeneas meet again on the battlefield with Turnus. And in the final battle, Turnus comes to the war. In the final battle, Turnus comes to the war with wearing belt of Pallas. Aeneas wounds Turnus and who begs for mercy. And Aeneas decided to leave him or sparing him. Aeneas is on the point of sparing him. That time, when he sees that Turnus is wearing the belt of Pallas, this made Aeneas angry. Or that time, he kills him in a fit of rage. So we can say that Aeneas was very patient during the time of the war, but after seeing the belt of Pallas that Turnus was wearing, he was furious. Aeneas was furious and killed Turnus. And then when he sees Turnus was wearing the belt of Pallas that Turnus was wearing, he took his sword from he took his sword and killed Turnus immediately. And then Turnus' soul flies to the underworld. So that is the whole story of the Aeneid.